All right, everybody. You guys don't know, these are the people from our church that went to the Dominican Republic. Craig, he got sick while we were there with an illness called C. diff, and he wasn't able to make it today. But I think managed to come talk a little bit too. I'm just going to give a brief overview of our trip, and then each of us are going to give our own memories or things that we want to talk about the trip. So we went down there for 8 days. We had 6 people from our church, and Tim York, for those of you who don't know, was our previous minister. He took his entire family of 5 people, and then 2 other guys from their church in Tennessee. So we had 13 people total. It was a good team. While we were there, the ladies, they ran a VBS for the children with the help of the missionary that's down there, Richard, who's also from Tim's church. He helped to translate and do the lessons with the kids. But the people, the ladies themselves and myself and Tim, we had our own lessons planned, and Craig did too. We worked on a house while we were there. Last year we worked on a wood house, which, I mean, we could get a lot more done on a wood house, complete a wood house, but it's not hurricane proof. So this year we actually started working on a brick house. And the brick houses, they say that they can withstand a hurricane, so we hope that that works out. Well, a little bit about my story. I've worked on the construction team more so than I did with the VBS. But while we were there, the money that we raised, thank all you guys for your support, the money we raised was able to not only buy it, the houses go up in 4 phases. The brick houses, there's 4 different phases. The first phase, I think, is the brick, laying all the bricks up until the top of the windows and the doors. Second phase are the forms above the doors and the windows, and then the roof, which those first 2 phases we actually had enough money to complete. So really we're about halfway done with the entire house. Third phase is the electrical, plumbing, concrete floor, and the stucco on the outside of the building and inside of the building. And the 4th phase are installing all the windows and doors. We hope to, maybe be able to finish that in the future. Also, the money that we raised also hired, I think 6 or 7 Dominican guys who helped us work. And actually, we were kind of the grunts of the job. We carried the bricks, we carried the buckets of mortar, and these guys were actually doing a lot of the building. And they knew what they were doing. I mean, the couple of guys from Tennessee, they kind of knew what they were doing. I didn't. The house, so right now as it stands, it's windowless, doorless, floorless, but it has walls and a roof. So I think we made some progress. Also, while we were there, we had so much extra money that, we were trying to find other good things to do with it. And we asked Richard, the missionary, where we could help, where someone that is in need, that he knows that we can help. So Craig, actually, he took control of another team of people. I was there part of the time to restructure a lady's wall, because their house was pretty much sticks nailed together with tin for siding. It wasn't in very good shape. It was a strong way to blow over. And so Craig, Brittany, Faith, I think, went, and Justice, they all helped. And we put together a frame on the outside of the house that we were able to drive in the ground with rebar, secure it to the house, and made it a little bit more sturdy than what it was. We also resided the house with new tin because the tin was rusted through in a lot of places. Another just random memory that I have, one of my favorite memories, because it's just cool, it involves Reese. While we were there was a little girl who, 2 or 3 weeks before we got there, she cut her foot on glass, because a lot of those kids, they don't have any shoes. So she, I guess, received stitches from a clinic nearby, and they didn't have the money. Richard wasn't down there, I don't think. He didn't know about what happened, and didn't have money to go to the clinic and get her removed. So I could understand a little bit of Spanish, so a lot of times if Richard wasn't around, like they'd come up to me and ask me different things in Spanish, and one of the ladies came up to me and asked me, like, can I take out the stitches? And well, I could see if somebody else can. I don't know about that. And so like I was talking to Tim and like called Larissa over, and all of us we didn't know what to do. We were standing there kind of shocked. We didn't really, kind of scared. Larissa like, all right, let's take these out. So Larissa got over there and she started. I felt really bad for the girl. It looked like the stitches were kind of healed into her skin. They'd been in a long time. And Larissa, I mean, I think we have a picture of it somewhere. Actually. Now this construction site. There's some building. I forgot to do the pictures. This guy right here, he was like one of our main foremen guys really in the house. He helped us out a lot, and he also was a caretaker in the house that we stayed at. His family stayed there. Some more in the house. That's about what it looked like when we left. We had the bricks up, the roof. It's Richard and Alcides, that guy. Anyways, continuing the story. Larissa ended up taking out these stitches. In the picture, you just see, I remember looking up, I was sitting down, looking up at Tim, all the rest of our team that was there. We all had these goofy looks on our face, kind of almost disgusted. And Larissa is right down there trying to take out these stitches. It was really, it was cool. I mean, it's a lot of respect for Larissa after that. It was a really cool thing. And she actually didn't end up getting all the stitches out because the girl was in too much pain. So I guess they're going to take her to the clinic. Richard was going to take her to the clinic. All right. Next up. Megan.
Okay, hi, I'm Megan. I went on the trip. I got really close to a lot of the kids because I work with the kids a lot down there. And I'm not really like a huggy person at all, but like I had a kid on me like the whole time. And like here, Jessica is sleeping on me. She was really cute. I got really close to her. And that's Mikey. I got really close to him and his sister, Mikey and Lolly. He's about 2 years old, and we could not get him to smile the whole time. And we tried, but finally, the second to last day, me and Brittany found out that he was ticklish. And then we couldn't get him to stop smiling. He was really cute. And that's his sister, Lolly. I got really close to her because she always wanted me to hold her, and she'd cry whenever we put her down. She did not like that at all. But yeah, they both called me Mommy, so it was really hard to leave them. And that's me saying goodbye to everyone. It was really hard to leave because I got really close and attached to these kids. And we got to the site that morning. I just started bawling my eyes out. I was so mad about that, but yeah, I learned a lot because like we fell in love with the kids as soon as we got down there. It was weird because I'd never seen anyone we all got so attached to everyone down there, and all of us really had a hard time leaving. But I know we're all looking forward to going back next year. Thank you guys for supporting us on our trip.
Hi, I'm Brittany. The reason why I went on this trip is because these kids just need so much love. It's crazy, and they just eat it up. When I went the first day, this boy right here, his name is Moses. He was just crawling around naked. He didn't have a diaper on, no clothes, nothing. And it was just normal. People are running around him and everything. While I was there, the first day, I attached to him for some reason. He was just always, I was always holding him. Let's see. The second day I was there, I ended up finding out that this is Lucas's little brother. For all you Let me just continue the story a little bit.
Lucas's brother, when they went out last year, I don't know if you know the story, they're supposed to adopt that little baby named Lucas. And then we found out the next day that this baby Moses was Lucas's brother. So it was just, you know, it was just amazing, at the same time surprising that Brittany got attached to him, and then finding out later that he's supposed to be, you know, the other woman's brother. So, okay.
This lady right here, I was talking to Richard, and he told me that she just randomly came off the street. She just showed up at their neighborhood. When she showed up, she mainly adopted Moses as her own son. She takes care of him, she feeds him. He stays at her house or wherever she lives, and she just took him in as her own, which I think is amazing, something a lot of people here can learn from. This is Teresa. This is the lady that we fixed her house. She had a
stick house that I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a storefront on the front of her house, and that was the store, and it was attached to her house. This one right here, and then that one. The green posts right here. They were supposed to be in the ground. They were supposed to be holding up this house, and they were floating. All they had holding up the house was the tin here, which you can see is still kind of floating, and they had two brown posts, one post you see, and that was it. The entire house was leaning, and at any second it probably would have fallen in. What we did is we created braces on the inside and on the outside to reinforce the building and make sure that it would stay up longer than just another few days.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm going to tell a story about a boy named Patrick. There's a little confusion with this story. Mandy could probably help me out a little bit. We were confused whether it was his mom or his aunt that had dropped him off at the street, but when he was young, his father passed away, and then when he was 7, he was just dropped off at the end of the street either by his aunt or his mom. And then later, someone came and picked him back up again, took him home, and he was dropped off a second time when he was 7. And now he's just there officially. Last year was his first year on the street, Richard told us, and he was very violent. He punched and kicked the kids a lot, and me, I think it was just a cry out for attention because the parents are so busy doing other things like cooking and helping with the little kids, and Patrick is 7, so they kind of just leave him alone. One of the examples Megan knows too, we played volleyball out with the kids, and Patrick would run up to any kid, rip the ball out of their hand, punch his chest, and throw it in the air and just punch it as far as he could, and then he would giggle about it because the ball would go flying and nobody would play anymore. But he was just really aggressive. Throughout the year, 3 teams went on to the Dominican. One is strictly medical team from Pennsylvania, one is strictly building team, and then there's us, the building and the vacation Bible school team. I think the kids consider us more of adults because we play and we act silly, but still we're a lot older than them, and we show a lot of attention. We went down there to teach them about Jesus, obviously. We modeled Jesus, and then towards the end of the week, we could really see that Jesus was showing through the kids. After being there for 8 days, the kids had really changed in my eyes by the way they acted towards each other and towards us too. I saw Jesus' love show through each and every person, and I feel like our purpose to go down there is to teach the kids I'm sorry. Teach the kids about Jesus. But I feel like I came back and learned so much more than I had known before I even left.
Amen. Amen.
Without our family and friends in this church, it would not be possible for me to go on this trip. I'm an 18-year-old, 19 now, geez, 19-year-old girl with a minimum wage paying job. There's no way I could have done it, but because God told me through dreams and through prayers that I was meant to go on this trip, I was able, because of you guys. I thank you guys so much for all the support you've given us through monetary donations and prayers. But overall, what God really taught me on this trip is to not be afraid to love people. Love on anybody, no matter where you are in the world,